Hello everyone, welcome to another episode. This is going to be another tips and tricks. And today we're gonna go down the route of being a little bit more serious than usual, because I would like to talk about the reality of being an animator, a professional animator. And I would like to talk specifically to the people that are aspiring to be animators, people that perhaps have just started to be animators. Because obviously, even though animation it's a beautiful career, it's an amazing career, I think it's the best career, obviously there's good and bad. So I would like to talk about both in this episode, and hopefully it will highlight some of the stuff that goes through my mind, and I'll also share some tips and tricks that I've learned throughout my career in how to deal with the conundrums that comes with being an animator. So join me and let's talk a little bit about being a professional animator. In this channel, as you know from the beginning, I always kept it positive because that's the person I am. This is me, 100% me. I keep it real with you guys and it will always be that way. At the moment, I am actually working and doing YouTube, and I love both. And I feel like I am the luckiest guy alive to actually be in this position that you go to your work, your dream job, you do your dream job, you come home, and then I get to share these experiences with you guys, my audience. But animation is not easy. In fact, I used to illustrate before, as I showed you guys in my last video. Animation, to me, it's 10 times harder than illustration. There's so many spinning plates, which is part of the challenge, really. This is basically why I wanted to make this video, because animation is difficult and I don't want people that actually are looking through this channel to ever think that this is an easy task. Like, I hope with the journeys that I've shown you with my videos, hopefully it will give you guys more of appreciation perhaps for the work that is done in animation. So I would like to actually kind of read for you guys a specific passage from Walt Stanchfield's book, Drawn to Life. It's a beautiful book. I've shown you guys here before. Not only it teaches you about animation, but also teaches you about what kind of frame of mind you have to have as an animator in order to succeed. And that, for me, it's perhaps even more valuable than learning how to animate. Let me read you this passage as best as I can. See if it can resonate with you as much as it did with me. Animation has a unique requirement in that its rewards are vaguely rewarding and at the same time frustrating. We are performers, but our audience is hidden from us. We are actors, but there is no applause. We are artists, but our works are not framed and hung on walls for friends to see. We are sensitive people whose sensibility is judged across the world in dingy theaters by a sometimes popcorn-eating audience. Yet, we are called upon day by day to delve deep into our psyche and come up with fresh creative bits of entertaining fare. I hope that resonates with you as much as it did with me, because that is what it is like to be an animator. No matter the industry you choose, it's fun, but you need to actually kind of push yourself way to the back where you're not going to be seen and only your art is going to be seen. And most of the times, people don't know who did the animation, they just know it's good. And that has been true since way back in the day when Walt Disney created his 9 Old Men. Everyone knew Walt Disney, but no one knew about the 9 Old Men or who was behind the Bambis and the Snow Whites. They just knew that Walt Disney was the mastermind behind the idea. They didn't know who was creating the animations. So you have to actually get ready as an animator to actually kind of see that as a reality and be okay with it, make peace with it. And I don't say this in a negative way. It's actually a good thing, because it's almost like your art speaks for itself. So in a way, animation is that. If people really want to know who did the animation, obviously they will find it. Just think about that next time that you actually kind of think of yourself not maybe getting enough recognition for your work. So I would like to talk specifically now about the different industries and how they change when you are an animator. I have worked in VFX and also games. I have never worked in animated movies. but I do have friends and I know extensively how it is. Animated movies, they have a long period of time of creation, and that's good because it gives you enough time to work on your shots and polish them to a really high level. With that comes the pressure, obviously, of you having to deliver the shots at a quality that you need to hit. But instead of you seeing it as in, this is bad because I have so much pressure and I can actually hit this level, perhaps think of it as like this is an opportunity for you to show your skills and be able to match whatever level they actually want you to match. It means that they probably saw something in you that perhaps you don't even see yourself. Here's your opportunity to actually really prove yourself that you are as good as they thought you were and you are as good as you think you are. So if you work in VFX, you have to do the work at an incredible fast pace and you have to do it with the utmost quality as well, which is an even harder trade-off because like the amount of pressure that is put on you to actually deliver amazing content in a very short period of time is excruciating sometimes. Now, that is the bad thing. The good thing is that you probably will end up learning a lot super fast. Games, I think it's perhaps the most complicated out of the three because while animated movies and VFX, you have to answer to a supervisor or you have to answer to a director, and that's normally the gauge that you have in order to actually kind of control quality. Games is a little bit more complex because you have to add the technical side on top of the animation. They kind of go together hand in hand. When you get into a studio, you actually have to work with all kinds of different disciplines in order to make animation shine. So it's not only your lead or your supervisor or director, you also have designers, coders, depending on the engine that you work on, depending on how much the engine is helping you, do you have secondary motions? It's a lot of technicality that you have to take into account when you do your animations, and that will ultimately determine how good or bad your animations are going to be. When someone comes fresh through the door and they actually get hit with that technicality and the fact that it's not just you do one shot and then you polish it and then it's out the door and then you do another shot. It's actually having to do the shot and then having it to test it in game and having it feel good in game. If you actually kind of frame it in a positive way, not only you're learning about animation, but you're learning about how to make games. Cory Barlog, for example, the director of God of War, the latest one that came out, he used to be an animator, and obviously only due to his art and also his technical abilities, he was able to put it together in a way that allowed him to understand the game and how to make a game over the years, to the point that he's now directing a game and now he wants to tell a story as an animator. And when he tells the story, it's this amazing epic story because he had his training in animation. So as you see, like if you frame it in a way that is positive and that you can learn from it, then all of a sudden things become a little easier to swallow and much better for you overall in the long run. I believe that every single person should do whenever they actually start working professionally is as soon as you get through the doors of the studio that you're working on, you leave your ego at the door. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when you come out of uni, the bigger the studio that you're going to get, or the bigger the steps that you take, the better the people that you work with. And there's gonna be a lot of egos going around you. And it's easy for you to, as an artist, as an animator, to actually kind of be inflated by these egos. So you come through the doors and all of a sudden you face yourself with all these talented people, and the only way you have to overcome this fear of like being less than them, it's by also creating an ego of your own. And you can see this left, right and center in all industries, in all companies, and it's completely normal. Now, consider doing something different. If you leave your ego at the door and actually go into the company with a fresh mind, open mind, and you're willing to learn from all these people, then you are learning from the best. And that way, you better yourself. And you don't have to actually show your ego, because if you're confident in yourself and if you're confident in your craft and you're always learning, eventually you get to a point that you just know that you know. You can just absorb things around you to make you a better animator, a better artist. Swallow your pride and learn from them as much as you can. Okay, another thing that I find sometimes is that as soon as you make it, people stop learning. You work really hard, like rightfully so, to bust your ass when you actually study. You spend years studying this thing, and then perhaps you spend years chasing your dream job. Now that I've done all that hard work, I am going to stop because I'm already at work, so I will learn from work. That's the idea behind it. The reality of it is, you're probably going to be so busy trying to actually kind of deliver assets, you are not going to learn as much as you ever did at uni or working on your own stuff. So the fact that you actually kind of keep on learning just as hard as you were when you were at university, outside of work, in order to improve your skills, it means that you're actually giving yourself a booster. So that's what I mean, like just take inspiration, learn, keep yourself curious, and just go out there and chase that knowledge, that constant knowledge, because you can never have enough of that. Never. Okay, the last thing that I have to say here is that, once again, it was something that actually I felt throughout the years. And the more experience that I was getting, the more I was starting to feel stagnant in the work that I was doing, because I felt like I was just repeating the same kind of work. So for me it was kind of frustrating at some point, because I felt like I needed to kind of expand and do other things and try other things. And I've always waited for my company, for my work, to give me those opportunities, and sometimes I got them, but most of the times I didn't, because you're expected to do the work that you're hired to do, and eventually, no matter how fun it is, there's going to be some repetition that you're going to have to do. And when you repeat it a certain amount of times, you stop having fun doing it. No matter which industry you are, you will only do the stuff that really matters to you and that really you're passionate about. You'll only do those things at home in your spare time, because there's no directors, no supervisors, no leads, because you are the director, you are the supervisor, you are the lead, you are the person in charge, and it's only as good as you want it to be. This is why I created this YouTube channel. It was basically to do something outside of work. It's not like I'm not happy with my work. I love my work. It's great. Love my work. Love the people that I work with. When it comes to actually kind of being like throwing all my creativity to one place, it's difficult because you have to work with other people, which it's how you're supposed to actually do. This is what it is, especially in games, because it's a very collaborative kind of environment. But I wanted to have something that I could call my own. I wanted to have something that I could maybe share with the world. And this is what I'm trying to achieve with this channel, and I hope you guys are feeling it. That was it. I hope the episode is not too heavy for you guys. I just thought maybe having a chat, a one-on-one with you behind this would probably do us good for both of us, because this is something that I think I saw so many students when I did talks in universities and like I'm hyped for them because it's gonna be great. But the problem is that some people think that it's all nice and roses and beautiful and there's nothing bad about it. In reality, it's how you frame your work, your reality, your company. Some things are easier than others, but it's all about how you actually take it all in. Those are the things that actually are the most important in this industry. No matter how talented you are, if you don't have the right attitude, if you don't keep your mind open, people won't want to work with you. So if you keep these things in mind, I think you will do so much better as an animator when you get to be an animator, or if you are already an animator and you're just getting started, congrats, and I hope you put these things in place because you'll have a long-lasting career and you'll have fun while doing it. So I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. Another week, another video, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave a comment. If you don't know what to say, just give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, dope or nope. You know the deal. And I shall see you guys next week. Until then, stay well, stay safe. Peace.